Hi, if you're an entrepreneur and wondering what next to do, or maybe you're just trying to know whether you want to do something new, then this is the right place for you. This is Ryan Vaz with PB and Bharat. We have launched this podcast called Inspire. And Inspire is a place where we get in seasoned entrepreneurs to pick their brains and see how they can really inspire you. They are here to show you how you can grow. Today we have a very personal friend and an amazing guy whose journey I have seen in front of my eyes. I've seen him grow so fast that it has always been impressive. He spent for the last 13 years building in the solar energy space in Goa. He's the co-founder of one of Goa's largest solar company, along with his mom and with his wife. He has delivered around 126,000 square meters of solar installations. He has helped reduce carbon emissions by 18,000 tons annually, serving residential and industrial clients with over 1,000 successful installations. I'm so delighted to welcome a builder in the renewable energy space, someone driving real environmental impact through business, and the co-founder of Sun360, Mr. Anish Sousa. Welcome, Anish. So, Anish, I've seen you grow. I've seen, you're transitioning. But one of the questions that I want to ask you is, how did you start off?
So before I started with Accenture, with Sun360, I worked for Accenture for about 4 years.
Okay.
And this was based in Mumbai. And every 2-3 months that I would spend in Mumbai, I would feel extremely breathless.
Okay.
As a kid, I suffered from asthma.
I see.
And I would always come back after 3 months from Mumbai to Goa, spend a couple of days over the weekend, and then go back. And I would keep looking around in Mumbai, and I would see, why is it that we have to develop in such a haphazard way, in a way in which there's so much of dust, so much of air pollution, etc.
Right.
And the only thing that used to keep being said back to me was, development comes at a cost. And that cost is something that we in India will have to bear. After that, I got a chance to go to Finland. I worked in Helsinki for some time. And there I saw something completely different, right? Development was going hand in hand with sustainability. And that was, to me, a light bulb moment.
Right.
Where I felt that, if it can be done there, in places where, you have very little sunlight, why can't we do it here?
Right.
And then I came back immediately after that, quit my job, and started Sun360.
Right.
So the personal reason was there, definitely as part of the reason to start the company.
Absolutely. And I think that is what is driving you even today, that personal need as such. Anish, if I remember correctly, you started the business, ran it for about a year, and then took a year's break to go and do your MBA in Bangalore. Am I right in this?
Not entirely.
Okay.
So the business continued.
Yeah.
I started it in 2013. And I was really lucky that I had the support of my family.
Yes.
Right. My mother, played a very critical role. My brother, initially to help me get, the first few projects in Tamil Nadu at that time, played a very critical role.
I remember.
And, when I always wanted to do my MBA. I always thought that, it was something that would help me scale up the way I thought, the way I would be able to execute, and the networks that I would have. And in 2015, I had the opportunity to study at the Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore.
Right.
And I couldn't turn down that opportunity. And so, I requested my mom, who was then already part of the business, to assist me in, making sure that we continued being able to serve the clients that we had, because by then we had already acquired a few customers. We could not just step back.
Right.
And so 15 to 17, my mother helped me out.
So it was 2 years, huh?
It was 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And really kind of made sure that we were able to deliver consistently. Of course, I was traveling every weekend back to Goa, spending the week in Goa, spending my Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays in Bangalore. I did that for 2 years. But it was Absolutely worth it.
I'm sure it was worth it because, when I first heard about what you were doing, I thought, man, is this either a genius or he's crazy? And when you came back, and then I saw the explosive growth that you went through, the laser focus that you had. I was super impressed with the kind of growth that you did immediately after that, and I understood that it was not crazy; you were genius. Anish, at the time when you started, solar was not so well known, not so well accepted. It was still a concept that people were looking at. No one knew whether this technology would last, whether it would be efficient. How did you still then manage to get to build trust and start getting projects?
Yeah. So first of all, I don't believe, I know that the genius forms one part of the vocabulary, but I think for me it's all heart.
Right.
And so I was able to get through those years only because I really wanted to get, the MBA from that particular college.
Very good.
As far as the initial clients are concerned, absolutely correct, right? Initially, there were a lot of doubts. Will solar last those number of years?
Yes.
Will that investment make sense? Will the government give the subsidies? Will we get a reduction in our electricity bill the way it's being spoken about? And so in the initial period, it was not about closing deals. It was about closing doubts. Right. And so we spent a lot of time in, organizing small educational sessions, podcasts, webinars, anything that could basically push the word out.
Right.
And then, we are lucky that we stay in a place like Goa, which has, people from all across the world, people who've traveled across the world, people who've worked in different parts of the world. They come here. And a few of them were our early adopters.
Right.
Those were the guys who actually said, you know what, I'm willing to take a chance on this. And I'm doing it because I know that it will work. I've seen it working in my company, in the country that I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something for the environment, right? So it's not purely a financial decision.
Right.
And I am inclined to get involved in the nitty-gritties of how it works. That means I'm willing to kind of work with you to help you customize and build this solution so that it makes sense for the people of Goa.
And I remember interacting with quite a few of your early clients, and they were all fitting the bill, like you just said.
Absolutely.
These were, I think, mostly NRIs, people who returned from different countries.
They were NRIs. They were directors of, large government organizations. So they were from all across the board.
Right.
But they instilled a certain confidence within us.
Right.
Which is basically, they said to us, we will invest this fairly large sums of money, right, in you, in the product, but you have to make it work, right? And so we spent a lot of time, tweaking, customizing those solutions to make sure it actually delivered value to them. And once it did, then that one system was as good as 10 advertisements.
Right.
We would take customers, and we still do. We take customers to our prospective customers, to our existing customers' place. We show them the installation. We show them the electricity bills. We show them on the app how much it's generating.
Right.
And all of that is proof of concept, right?
Correct. It builds confidence.
Absolutely.
It builds confidence. What are the different types of projects that you do now, and how does it differ from what used to start off in the beginning?
So we've got three verticals: residential, businesses, and large industries. So in residential, we are doing solar systems for homes, essentially helping them get a zero electricity bill. Nowadays, we are also working a lot with battery energy storage systems, which help them disconnect also completely from the grid, or in case there is a war-like scenario or pandemic type of a scenario where the grid has collapsed, they are still able to self-sustain as an independent energy producer.
Oh, nice.
The second is we do this for businesses. So local businesses, we are working with Goa's top cashew manufacturers, supermarkets, hospitals. and we are helping them become more competitive. Electricity is a very large cost for them. What we are trying to do is make that zero or close to zero. And if the government or if the DISCOM, the electricity department, as they have to keep increasing the rates, these businesses are completely insulated from these rises in tariffs. The third is we do it for industries. Now, these are large industries and they could be MSMEs as well. So we've done these for large German multinational companies, large American pharmaceutical companies, as well as for local MSMEs, right? Wherein we provide financing to them. We help them set up a plant in such a way that they just pay 60% of their overall savings to the financial institution and they own their plant. And 40% of the savings from the solar plant actually goes directly into their profits. So these are the three types of systems that we're essentially selling.
No,
right?
so I asked this question and I asked this to a lot of business people on the show and off the show. And I love the clarity you have on your target market. Not just who the target market is, but why and what are you offering to them. I've seen a lot of businesses running even 10 years, 20 years, not understanding clearly who is their target market. Another thing that has always impressed me about you is been your team. You have been very particular about the kind of people you have selected, and the kind of people you have selected, I've seen them also grow along with you. Can you tell us how is it that you set up your team and choose your people?
Oh, I'm super proud of my team. Very proud of my team. We are now 35 people. A lot of local Goan engineers. My entire sales team and my design team are primarily local Goan engineers.
Wow.
And a lot of professionals from the solar industry who we've been able to attract, and bring them into Goa to bring in their expertise from setting up plants in, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and so on and so forth. Chennai as well, right? So the selection of the team is very critical. So we've got multiple layers of interviews that happen. One by the department head, one typically, by the general manager, and if it's above a certain level, then I get involved in the third interview. Either me or Gayatri, who's the co-founder in the business, she gets involved in the interview. We're looking at it from the technical perspective. We're looking at it from their ability to move up to the managerial level, because we are looking at the next line of leaders within the company. And third, and very importantly, we're looking at a culture fit. Right?
Absolutely. Right.
And they need to completely resonate with the way in which we think. Customer always in the center. Everything else basically follows around that. Right?
Wow.
That is one part of the story. Hiring is one part of the story. We then spend a lot of time in terms of training, grooming, and getting these people completely up to speed. So you would see over a period of time, a few of the guys who work very closely with me will speak exactly the way in which I speak. You're
speaking.
And a few of the guys who work closely with other team leaders, right? They will start mimicking, the style of writing an email, the style of delivering a speech. Everything will be pretty similar.
Right. As some of them have also gone ahead and started their own verticals. And even in there, I see a reflection of Anish Sousa in the way that they function and the way they do. You mentioned Gayatri. And this is, I think, you, Sarojini, that's your mom, and Gayatri, who are running the entire business. How do you, as a family-run business, how do you all manage, and how do you deal with frictions that volatile environment like this must be creating?
So, firstly, I'm super proud of the 3 or 4 entrepreneurs that we've created from our organization. They are going out there and now creating jobs. There are 3 of them that we work with directly. We give them projects.
Right.
And there's another one that does exactly the same thing that we do. At a residential scale. So we're super proud of these entrepreneurs that we are helping develop. As far as the family is concerned, my mom now has taken more of a back seat.
Okay.
And she's enjoying retired life.
Right. With the grandchildren.
With the grandchildren, and with everything around her. She's very actively involved in the parish and things like that. But me and Gayatri, we've very clearly demarcated departments that she will handle. And I don't interfere in the running of those ones.
Right.
And departments that I handle. And then we come together on common problems. And we always look at the organization first.
Okay.
Because for us, it's like a 13-year-old child.
Yes.
Right, that we've both put our minds and hearts into to grow to this level. And we want to see it flourish. And we want to see that child to be able to stand up on its feet.
On its feet.
Even if we are not around.
Right. As a company that you'll have started it out, there are a lot more people that are entering into this. Solar, I'm sure you agree with me that solar is getting bigger and bigger. The industry is getting bigger and bigger, getting better and better. More technologies are coming in. What do you say? What do you feel is the future of the solar business in Goa and in India?
So it's massive, right? In India, given the fact that we are, in a tropical environment, lot of sunlight available pretty much throughout the year, it's a no-brainer to have solar on your rooftop and to be able to harness the power of the sun. Given the fact that the tariff rates from the discoms across the board, across the country, are constantly increasing, it is absolutely a no-brainer. And given the fact that 60% of our power still comes from fossil fuels, for which we are dependent on, countries in the Middle East and so on and so forth, right? And even one, geopolitical shift, can basically disrupt the entire flow.
Absolutely.
So it is a matter of national security and energy security that, as a country, we need to move forward with renewable energy, solar being one of them. Within Goa, we are seeing that the energy requirement within the state is increasing exponentially. A lot of commercial enterprises coming in to Goa, a lot of new residential complexes coming up, which is only going to increase the amount of electricity that we require. So these two put together, the recipe, is that solar is something that's going to become more mainstay, and it's going to become move from a niche product to a mass product. Right. As far as competition is concerned, right, it is good. It's good that there is more competition. When we started educating the market, we knew that we were creating the base for an industry that would flourish in Goa. Right. And we want more people to come in, because the voice then just gets louder and louder. So today, when we sit down in policy discussions with the government, we are an industry that employs thousands of people directly and indirectly, right? And so it does become a very important industry. Goa did not produce any electricity before we started producing solar.
Yes.
Today, we are producing close to about 90 megawatts of power.
Wow.
Just through solar, right? So more the merrier. However, in any business, there is the organized sector and then there is the unorganized sector. And so if these installations are done without proper engineering, without proper thought to how are you going to maintain the system going forward, right? And those kind of mistakes are made, then cheap solar is the most expensive decision that you're going to make. Right? And we've learned this, over the last 13 years. We've made mistakes initially as well. And every mistake that we've made, we've put it into a system.
Okay.
Such that mistake can never be repeated again. right? We use tools that are used to scan rooftops and tell you exactly which are the productive parts of the roof. We have a design team that's basically setting up these systems so that they can perform over a long-term period.
Right.
And we've got a 15-member service team that's ensuring that these plants are cleaned, wiped down, checked electrically so that the plant is performing to its optimal level. Right?
Nice.
That's what we bring to the board.
Nice. Along with solar, you mentioned solar is one of the renewable sources of energy. Along with solar, there's also wind power. Why do you think wind power has not picked up? Also, then there is now recently the government spoke about thorium reactors, which is again becoming another source. Do you think that there could be a point of time where other renewable sources could replace solar? And if so, are you prepared for the change?
The grid is always a mix of energy from different sources. Solar is important, but so is wind. Wind provides you with round-the-clock power supply. But wind has got one problem. It is location-specific. So one of the first few projects that I did was for a company called Gamesa, a Spanish based wind turbine manufacturer.
Okay.
And they would set up the wind turbines and we would help them set up the solar plants.
Okay.
Now, to acquire land to set up a wind turbine of that scale, you would take about 1.5 to 2 years of gauging which are the right points to set up your wind turbines. And the moment you would get into acquiring that land, the land price would go up by 5 times. Right? Then you would have, issues of, birds, being killed and things like that. So you would have a lot of villagers, kind of getting involved in ensuring that those projects don't take off. So different energy sources have got their own pluses and minuses. Wind has got its pluses, which is round-the-clock supply. Solar has got its advantage, which is any unshaded roof space can be converted into a power plant. So the scale of solar is massive.
This is one of those conversations where every question you've come in with such clarity and time is not enough. However, we have time I will squeeze in the time for just one last question. Can you give me 3 things to describe Anish that makes Anish the businessman that he is?
I think one is clarity.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah. I am absolutely clear about what I want to do.
Right.
And only if I'm clear about what I want to do, or if I want to do that particular thing, will I venture into it.
Okay.
The second, I think, is consistency. I believe that, every time you take an action and you keep doing that, you keep getting better at it. And so, every day, we have meetings at a set time. We have, a constant schedule that we kind of follow to make sure that, the business keeps improving and we as individuals keep improving. Right? And the third, I think, is culture. I've grown up in a family that has many generations here in Goa.
Right.
For me, family is extremely important. I would love to disconnect from work at 8 o'clock, spend some time with my daughter who's now 6 years old, read to her, take her out on a Sunday. So that's extremely important for me as a human being as well.
Right.
And it gives me joy to do all these 3 things correctly.
Wow. Anish, thank you very much for coming onto this show. As you wind up, you've covered 3 C's that make you powerful: clarity, consistency, and culture. And I think this is a big takeaway for the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, what a big pleasure to have Anish on the show. Anish Sousa.
Thanks, Ryan. My pleasure. Thank you.